Well, I'm going to say good afternoon and welcome. Although we have no one in the audience with us, I'm saying that to my fellow committee members and our staff. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 2:00. We are here. We do have quorum in that we have 3 committee members present, and we are here with our secretary treasurer as well as several other staff members. So I'll call the meeting to order exactly 2 p.m. Our land acknowledgement statement. The Township of Hamilton is situated within the traditional territory of the Mississauga, Anishinaabe, and Chippewa nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations. Our work on these lands respectfully acknowledges their resilience and their long-lasting contributions to the area now known as the Township of Hamilton. Turning to our Secretary Jennifer, could you please go through the explanation of process of the hearing for today's public meeting?
Certainly, through you, Chairman Gibb. The applications will be considered in the order that here in the agenda to have one minor variance application. I will announce the application, give an overview of each application, and the meeting then opened up to the public for comments and questions. We request that speakers provide their name and address for the record. First hear from in support of the application, then those in opposition to the application, by those seeking clarification, and finally the applicant. All questions must be addressed to the chairperson. If anyone would like to receive a copy of the notice of decision, please do so in writing or sign the registration sheet in the lobby. Please be sure to identify the application for which you wish to receive a notice.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is actually motion to confirm the agenda package today. Prepared motion reads that the agenda for the Committee of Adjustment meeting held on March 10th, 2026 be approved. I have a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Bruce, seconded by Larry. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Item 5 on the agenda. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof? And I sincerely hope not, because we are down to quorum only here. So is there any declarations today? That will be recorded. Item 6, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. 6.1, prepared motion reads that the minutes of the Committee of Adjustment meetings held on February 10th, 2026 be approved. Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Larry, seconded by Bruce. Questions, comments? All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Nothing under 7 on our agenda being the business from the previous minutes. Item number 8 being our new business, minor variance, and it's application A01-25, probably A01-26 would be a corrected number. It's an application for minor variance at Ingors Landing, being parts 4 and 6 of 39R 1357, being part lot 16, concession 9. Jennifer, could I turn to you, please, for the planning report?
Certainly, through you, Chairman Gibb. This application is for a minor variance to permit a taller or higher than permitted accessory building on a developed property that is located at 8650 Churchill Road, Unit 140, in part of Lot 16, Concession 9. Now, the property is developed with a single detached dwelling, an accessory garage, and there is a in-water boathouse associated with the property. The applicant is proposing to demolish the existing detached garage and replace it with a new garage with a maximum height of 6.9 meters, where the zoning bylaw currently permits a maximum of 6.5 meters. They've requested the additional height to accommodate a loft, which will be used for a golf simulator. A copy of their building design is attached to the report. This property, it's on the south shore of Rice Lake. It's a 1.2 hectare property. It has frontage on the lake. And the portion of Churchill Road on which this property is located is a private road, so it does not have frontage on a year-round municipally maintained road. The property is located on the Oak Ridges Moraine and is zoned Oak Ridges Moraine Environmental. The underlying zone is a limited service residential zone, so those are the zone provisions that are used to set setbacks, lot coverage, et cetera, for that property. And as I mentioned, the limited service residential zone permits an accessory building with a maximum height of 4.5 meters, and they require 6.9 meters. The property has a fairly significant slope from Churchill Road down to the shore of Rice Lake. The total change in elevation is approximately 27 meters. The structures are located midpoint down the slope at about 16 meters lower than the road. So when you stand on the road and you look down, you'll see the house and you'll see the detached garage. The increase of approximately 2+ meters won't be really discernible from the road, given the significant change in elevation. Surrounding land uses are waterfront residential and seasonal residential uses. The property to the immediate east is located on the municipally maintained portion of Churchill Road, at least their driveway is. So a year-round municipally maintained, or a year-round seasonal or year-round dwelling is permitted there. The properties to the west are not located on the municipally maintained road, so it was previously zoned limited service residential. Further to the west is Harris Boat Works, and further to the east is the settlement area of Gore's Landing. There are also 2 communication towers located on a large property south of the subject property. The property is located in a rural area. The provincial planning statement was reviewed to ensure compliance. The proposed redevelopment of an accessory building is permitted under the provincial planning statement. And also the Oak Ridges Marine Conservation Plan was reviewed. And the Oak Ridges Marine Conservation Plan does allow for the redevelopment of existing structures on properties located on the Oak Ridges Marine. The county official plan was reviewed, and the county commented that the proposed reconstruction of the existing garage is permitted. The Hamilton Township's official plan designates the land in the Oak Ridges Marine Countryside Zone, which permits a broad range of uses, including existing residential uses. The proposed demolition and reconstruction of the detached garage is consistent with the Township of Hamilton official plan. The official plan also contains the 4 tests for a minor variance. The minor variance must be minor, must be desirable and appropriate for the development or use of the land. Variance must maintain the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw, and the variance must maintain the general intent of and purpose of the official plan. The applicant's applying for a variance to section 9.3.3E of the township zoning bylaw, permitting a maximum height of 6.9 meters for an accessory building in the limited service residential zone instead of the normally permitted 4.5 meters. And the limited zone residential provisions are used because it is the underlying zone that existed when the Oak Ridges Marine Conservation Plan came into effect. The individual Oak Ridges Marine zones do not contain zone provisions in our zoning bylaw. And in considering whether a variance is minor or desirable, the focus is generally on the impact of the variance. In this case, the proposed variance will permit for the reconstruction of an existing garage. Adjacent properties will be shielded from the new garage by development by forested areas, and they're a fair distance away from the existing garage. The official plan also contains policies requiring the protection of natural heritage features. A significant portion of the property has been identified as a significant woodlot or woodland in the township's official plan. A natural heritage evaluation was not required because the new structure will replace an existing garage. The area has already been disturbed. So the requested variance is consistent with the Township of Hamilton's official plan. I was just taking a breath. I'm going on to zoning bylaw, which I've mentioned that it is, sorry, I said 9.3.3E. It is 10.3.3E of the zoning bylaw that must be varied. I misspoke earlier. it is 10.3.3E, which is the limited service residential. The 9.3.3E is the rural residential zone provisions. So we're varying that section to permit a building with 6.9 meter height. And they're using that increased height to accommodate a second-story loft to be used as a recreation space with a golf simulator. Impact on neighboring uses will be minimal. The closest neighboring residential structure is an accessory structure located 47 meters to the northwest of the existing detached garage, and there's a forested area between those two structures. And there's also a dwelling on the east side, and it's approximately 75 meters from the existing garage, location of the new garage, and it is similarly shielded by a forested area. So the proposed detached garage will comply with the setback requirements. So it's consistent with or will comply with the zoning bylaw amendment with that one minor variance. Ganaraska Region Conservation Authority had no comments or no concerns with the application. The proposed structure is located outside of the GRCA regulated area. Northumberland County had no objection, nor did the building department or the Public Works Department. Notice of the application was circulated to all registered landowners within 60 meters of the property on February 24th. And a sign was posted on the property on February 23rd. So we've determined that the requested variance is minor, as there will be no impact on adjacent properties. The variance is desirable and appropriate for the land, as it will facilitate the construction of an accessory detached garage, which is replacing an existing detached garage, and the increased height is required for the proposed golf simulator. The intent of the township's official plan has been maintained. The property is designated Oak Ridges Marine Countryside, and existing and accessory uses are permitted in that designation. The general intent of the Hamilton Township's zoning bylaw has also been maintained. So the staff recommendation is that it be approved.
Thank you, Jennifer. This is the time that I would normally turn to the audience and ask if there's anyone present for support, seeking clarification, or opposed in this particular situation. We do not have anyone in the audience with us, and we do not have anyone online with us. So that will be recorded in our minutes. So I'll simply turn to, and by the way, we also would normally ask the applicant if they wanted to speak, but they're not here as well. So I'll simply turn to my fellow committee members and ask any questions of our staff in any regard. Okay, I'll move on to the motion. Would someone please make a motion and verbalize that, please? Larry, if you would.
Yes,
Thank you, Larry. Bruce, would you second that? No. Been moved by Larry, seconded by Bruce. Any further comments or questions? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion? Carried. Thank you. As that is our only application today, we have no other new business. So our next component of our meeting is adjournment. And the prepared motion reads that the Committee of Adjustment meeting held on March 10th, 2026 be adjourned at 2:14 p.m. Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Bruce, seconded by Larry. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. And we'll